Warning. The following podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Trespassing is not only illegal, but often incredibly dangerous. The hosts do not condone any activities that could put their listeners in harm's way, and encourage you to proceed with caution and do your research before exploring the unknown. We cannot be held liable for any accidents, injury, or hauntings that may occur. Listener discretion is advised.
Do I sound echoey? I feel like I do. Maybe I should get in closer.
Not to me, you don't, but...
Hello?
Now you just sound like a Chad.
Well, what's new with that? Can I get a carne asada taco?
Y'all, can I get that carne asada, dude?
The carne what? Asada?
Asada, dude. What was I saying, like, not even 5 minutes ago?
Something about the War of 1812?
No, before that.
Before that,
I was saying something.
Mouse turd.
Don't get me started.
I really should.
Nathan was so mad at me the other night. Mouse turd.
Oh, fuck.
How should I feel?
I really did get you started.
Creatures lie here.
It's gonna be really fun to figure out if I remember our intro again. Brownie.
It's
Stop.
been 5 minutes and he's already licking himself.
It's been.
I hate you.
Hello, everyone.
Ew.
Do you mind?
Ew. What was that voice?
Hello, everyone.
You sound like Delilah.
Who's still? Oh, like Delilah. Yeah.
Sure.
She has like 18 kids, doesn't she? She's like adopted a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
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 Couldn't be me. Delilah.
What's it like in New York City?
Oh, I want to be mad, but I deserve that for doing my Delilah voice, but I'm going to keep doing it anyway, because fuck you.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Abandonment Issues, a periodical podcast about the past, the present. Nope.
You fucked it up.
I did.
It's okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Abandonment Issues.
Wait.
I don't know what that was supposed to be. That was my clown voice. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Abandonment Issues, a periodical podcast about the past, the paranormal, and the just plain perplexing. I am your host, M, and I am here today with Brownie, and Brownie only. How's it feel to be the co-host now, bud? You doing good? You got a story to tell?
He's stinky.
He is stinky.
Oh, and I'm the other one, Zack.
Yeah, he's just here for moral support. This
isn't even my show anymore.
Nope. Brownie has a seat at the table and on our couch. We have a couch now.
We upgraded.
We're rich. Podcast money.
We have 32 cents.
Yes. And with that, we're just a couch.
We sure did.
It's a Barbie couch, but like...
It's a Barbie couch that we bought off of Facebook Marketplace. From a little girl named Cindy who's trying to save to go to summer camp.
Yeah. And you might be asking yourself, well, it's September. Why is she trying to go to summer camp? She's selling her items on Facebook Marketplace for 32 cents. It's going to take her a while, all right? Cut Cindy some slack.
She is 6. She will be at summer camp by the time she's
36.
36, baby.
God, can you imagine going to camp at 36 years old?
You know, there are adult summer camps.
Are there really?
Yeah, so they're like, I learned about this when I was in training. So
Camp counselor training?
No. I wish. Just kidding. I knew someone who was a camp counselor, and that would be a nightmare. But so it's like all adults, and you pay like $500. We'll get there. You pay $500 to go. And it's like, okay, you're gonna wake up at like 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna do your three-legged race.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna make your bracelets. You're gonna watch a movie by the river.
Okay.
You're gonna do a canoe ride.
Okay.
And then at 8 o'clock when the sun goes down,
Drinking.
bottomless unlimited bar.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Talk about
That's-
trash. Trashed.
I can't decide if that would be a blast or a nightmare for me.
I feel like definitely it would be fun if you went with multiple people that you
Oh,
like. If
yeah,
you had
yeah,
a group of like 10
Yeah.
people that you went with,
Yeah.
that would be a lot of fun. If you went by yourself, not so
No,
much.
no.
I would
No,
not be
no,
there
no.
for that.
Oh my god. Oof. Can you imagine just like you go by yourself, you got your little backpack, you got your Walkman, you fall asleep on the school bus to camp. That happened to me. I fell asleep. It was very weird.
With your Walkman?
It was a CD player.
But was it Walkman?
I don't remember.
Or was it one of them?
I think it was like one of we had two. Me and my brother shared two, and I think his was a Sony and mine was like an RCA or something. But I don't think either of them were like officially a Walkman.
Gotcha.
But I did fall asleep. Maybe I had an iPod by then. I don't remember. Time means nothing.
No.
But I did fall asleep on the bus with my head leaned dramatically against the window, like I was in like a movie about a teen whose parents made them move to the countryside and they didn't want to go because they're from the city.
Can I just say,
Mm-hmm.
I miss falling asleep on a school bus.
Yeah.
That was the best rest I ever
Yeah.
got.
Yeah. I think it really depended on the day. But if you were like the last person on the route like I was, you got a good nap in. I was one of like 2 people left on the bus by the end of the day.
I know this isn't. I'm yawning. Oh, this is good radio.
Yeah, just talk through it.
I know that this probably isn't super duper relatable,
Mm-hmm.
but like riding on a bus back from a football game after
Mhm.
you've ran around on a sports field for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
You're tired, you're dehydrated, you're cramping, you've got ice on your shoulder because you're 42 at 17. But those naps.
I bet that was pretty damn nice.
When you're sleeping up against the window, or if you don't have the window seat and you're
Uh-huh.
sleeping up against the person who has the window
Uh-huh.
seat, but it doesn't matter because y'all are both exhausted.
Yeah.
It's I'd
God.
kill for it. Let's get a bus.
Okay.
You can drive it, and then I'll just sleep.
Okay. We're not going to take turns?
No.
All right. Well, I feel like this is the part where I usually ask you how you're doing, but we just talked about napping on school buses for so long.
Clearly, it's a cry for help.
It is. Well, how are you doing? Because I feel like a lot has changed
A
since we
lot
last
has
recorded.
changed.
This is our first recording in the new place.
It's very different.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's gonna take a little getting used to, but so far, I'm loving the idea of just laying on a couch.
Yeah, I'm very comfortable. This is nice.
I mean,
no chairs creaking.
Yeah, I don't miss my rickety chair, that's
Uh-huh.
for sure. I'm glad we left her there.
Rip. Yeah.
We'll get her back one day.
Yeah. I don't know where we're gonna put her, but she's there. She's
We'll
fine.
put her in the corner. Office tour
Yeah.
soon when we figure out
Yeah.
what to do with that microwave.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm afraid to plug it in.
It's haunted.
Well, that's something we could talk about. Is our potential ghost. Because we haven't recorded since all that happened.
So, like we said in the last episode, we moved.
Mm-hmm.
We now live together. Everything's great.
Yes. They were roommates.
We share a wall. No complaints so far.
No complaints. I was really confused. I was like, who are we complaining about? We share a wall with each other. Yeah. No, I'm genuinely like, I've lived in some places with some thin ass walls. I don't know if it's just like the fact that we both have like thunderstorm noises going a lot or what, but I genuinely don't ever hear a peep from y'all unless I get up to pee in the middle of the night and like I can sort of hear voices through the door.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like,
yeah.
It's odd. I was not expecting it, but like, yeah, no complaints so far.
Yeah, I'll take it.
We're vibing. We're having a good time.
My only complaint so far with the entire ordeal of living together is that we have a ghost.
Yeah.
That's my segue. So we have a little lamp in our living room, and we discovered that the light was changing on its own,
Uh-huh.
and we kind of dealt with that for like a week, and then we discovered that, oh, it's just the TV remotes. But there's sometimes when it just happened and we weren't touching a remote.
Yeah,
And
like
so we're like, so that's up in the air.
yeah, because it's like an LED color changing bulb,
Yeah.
and when we figured out what was it, like the volume buttons will like turn it to green or red.
So the power button turns it red, like the input button turns it like green.
Yeah.
On the one remote that has the numbers on it,
Mm-hmm.
those can change it to all the different colors.
Yeah.
But we primarily use the streaming remote that only has like power and volume, and the volume will turn it red too.
Yeah. But there was that one night that you were like laying on the couch, and I walked down the hall and I heard, oh my god, I just saw it change on its own, and you were like on your phone.
Yeah.
And
Fully.
that was weird. So if one of us sounds like really weird one day, and you're like, huh, they don't sound like themselves, it's because we're possessed.
By Damon.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
The ghost of Matt Damon lives in our apartment. Well, the microwave might also be haunted too.
The microwave is definitely haunted.
We haven't plugged it in yet.
Well, I don't know if we've told this story or not, but at the old apartment where I used to live, we had a microwave.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had a neighbor who lived upstairs, and he passed away in his sleep. His name was Mike. He was a really chill dude, whatever. After he passed, though, we started to notice things being really weird around the apartment, specifically the microwave, in that we would like be in our bedrooms, and we could hear like the beeping, and it would turn itself on for like 30 minutes. Like we had to keep the microwave locked so it wouldn't beep itself on, and even then, towards the end, it would just unlock itself and do its thing.
Yeah.
So
It's so weird. Also, if that is Mike, I think it's so funny that the microwave was his method of communication.
and now he lives in the room where the microphones.
Oh my
Full
God.
circle.
It goes all the way to the top.
Full circle.
I'm just looking, like the microwave is like sitting on the table across from us right now, because we have some furniture in here. Like we mostly got the seating area set up where we actually will be recording. We got some lamps and stuff, but the other side of the room isn't really finished yet. And it's over there waiting, unplugged.
I'll paint you a picture. There's a fan facing the opposite direction from us that's not plugged in. Facing the microwave that is not plugged in, on top of a printer that is out of ink
And not plugged in.
and not plugged in, with an Unis Honest poster, and
Some stuff that I made in art school on top of that.
adjacent to that is a rickety bookshelf with one cardboard box, a jar or like vase pottery piece with expo markers in it, and a single book that is not even upright or anything.
It's just laying there.
And then next to that is our marker board, which is not screwed into the wall and is sideways.
Yep. So we're doing
Office
great.
tour soon.
Office tour soon. God.
Oh
Hey,
God.
You gotta give us some credit. We've come a long way.
We really have. Up until a week ago, this room was just boxes and totes,
It was
boats and hose.
boats and hose. It was the Christmas disaster room part 2.
Oh, not the Christmas disaster.
Just with no Christmas.
Yeah.
Lorraine.
Where's that book of baby names?
I put it under here. Good news is our new desk has like a little cubby in it, so we can hide all kinds of goodies.
It makes it so much easier to mess with fawn. That's Latin for young deer, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy shit, who'da thunk?
Who'da thunk it?
Brownie, are you upset? You look like a little fawn. Yeah, Jody is also moving, our lovely assistant. And
Well, she's trying to.
she's trying. She's having some issues because the housing market be like that. But she had this room in her old apartment that was supposed to be a craft room, and it became known as the Christmas disaster room.
Because, okay, I'm going to expose Gabrielle here for a second. She moved into this apartment, which, by the way, I would just like to expose her even further. the three of us were looking at apartments.
Uh-huh.
Like, we were talking about moving in together. And then she texted me one day and just I went rogue. And just was moving into an apartment like 2 days later. And
Well,
we were
she
like,
had a pretty
okay.
good reason for that, though.
No, I don't. I mean,
But-
I'm not mad or
but it
anything.
is funny.
But it's just funny. But so then she moved into this apartment, and then she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to use the back room as like an art room, and it's fine." Fast forward, she never even sorted completely what was in that room, and then just bought more things and threw them in that room.
Hence, Christmas disaster room.
Christmas disaster room.
And now it's been packed up. Like, almost completely, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
Have you been over there since?
Yes, but I didn't look in there.
I have to
I
know.
was too busy playing with the dog.
We have like less than a month. I have to go over there and bother her.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
what's
But yeah,
what's going on?
things are going good.
Yeah.
I'm very glad that we finally moved.
Me too.
Moving itself was a fucking nightmare because you twisted your ankle and then I twisted my ankle like the next day.
Yeah.
Your arm went numb.
Minutes in.
It was just a mess. It was just a fucking mess. But we got it done. We did the
did
damn
it.
thing.
We did it.
I technically still am not done, but that's mostly done. It's fine.
Enough. We're functioning.
Yeah. I've been sleeping here, and that's what really matters.
That's how you know you live somewhere.
Yeah. All right. So now that that's all out of the way,
Now that everyone's caught up on what we've been doing,
who wants to go first?
that is completely up to you.
Okay. Well, mine. I feel like mine.
I'm gonna be honest. Mine's gonna be a little short.
Okay, that's exactly what I was about to say. Mine is probably going to be kind of short too. So I think this will be a good, like first day back. It's like the half day when you go back to school after summer vacation.
Oh my god. I'm sorry to derail one more time.
Go
Did
for
I
it.
ever tell you about the time I got pulled over on a half day at school?
I feel like you did, but I can't remember.
I was like an adult though. Like I was in Newman. I had
Uh-huh.
somewhere to be.
Okay.
I was going to work. This is when I still worked at the Mexican restaurant.
Uh-huh.
And obviously there's a school right there on the highway.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize it was a half day. And so I was living in Alcoa and had to
Uh-huh.
go all the way down there. And I was hauling ass.
Yeah.
And it was a half day, so the school zone lights were on at like 10:30,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't know that there was a half day, so I was a Newman through, and I got pulled over.
Zachary.
Because I was going like,
Did you
I
get
mean,
a ticket?
no.
That's good.
Because they watched, like, I didn't even stop because I was trying to get to work.
Uh-huh.
So I just instead of like pulling over on the side of the road, I fully just like went into my work parking lot.
Oh, because it was like that. I thought you meant the high school, like.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But I just pulled into the work parking lot,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Why were you speeding? Like, it's a school zone." And I was like, "Look, I was late for work. I didn't realize it was a half day. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been zooming through like that."
Yeah.
And then the dude recognized me because I was wearing like my work shirt,
Yeah.
and he came in all the time, and he was like, "Oh, okay, like just go to work and like
Don't do it.
pay
again.
attention."
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
And
how
that
are
was
you
hap-
supposed to know it's a half day? You don't have any fucking kids. You're like
Exactly.
a 20-year-old.
they're not sending me
You don't get the newsletter anymore.
they're not sending me them fridge magnets.
You remember when they used to send out like the printed out lunch menus for the month?
We should do that here.
Yeah, that's gonna go well. We have to sit down and decide what we're gonna eat every night. That's
It's
gonna
just
happen.
question
Fuck!
marks.
I just realized how hungry I am.
Me too.
Oh.
I mean, not really, but I did have sushi for lunch. Let's
That,
go.
that never sticks long enough. I love
No.
sushi, but ugh, it never lasts. Okay, so if you don't care,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I can go first. 'Cause
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about mine, and I also have a fun little quiz for you at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, work.
So, so I was actually gonna do a story that was a real bummer, and I'll probably get to it eventually because it is. It's very interesting and it's historical, but there's some current events going on right now that make me not want to talk about it because it's already. It's a disappearance case, and it's a bummer. And I don't really want to keep piling on that. Like, it just doesn't feel right. So I decided instead to find something a little more lighthearted. And what I found was something that I feel like I should have known existed, but I didn't. And I don't want to tell you, like, outright what it is. I want to kind of build up to it.
Okay. I'm
So
ready.
we're just going to start, instead of, like, telling you about this place, I'm going to start off by telling you, like, about the guy that invented it, okay?
Okay.
So let's learn a little bit about Tommy Bartlett.
Okay.
So, Tommy Bartlett was born on July 11th. What?
Tom.
His first name isn't Thompson and his middle name Tommy. It's Tommy is short for Thompson.
Oh.
What kind of asshole parent? It's 1914. We're too poor to afford two different names. You're Tom.
For two names. I'm retiring.
Oh my god.
Keep going. Tell me more about
All right.
Tom.
Tom Bartlett was born on July 11th, 1914 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And here's the deal. I know that we are an Appalachia and Southern American-based podcast. I realize this. I realize that Milwaukee does not at all count as either of those things. But I promise we'll get there. Tommy never went to high school.
Oh.
Instead, at the young age of 13...
Don't look at me.
Stop picking your nose and I'll stop looking at you.
I have a nose ring.
Okay. So do I. Do you see me picking my nose?
Maybe the itch wasn't there for you yet.
Are you going to transfer it to me? Stop. Don't look at me. Don't flick your itch at me. God. Okay. Tommy never went to high school. Instead, at the young age of 13, he got his start in the entertainment industry because he got a job as a broadcaster at the WISN radio station. After that, he moved on to Chicago, and he became an announcer at WBBM radio station, and during his time there, he was a popular host of 2 different daily shows that were catered towards housewives. I couldn't find anything about the content of these shows, and to be frank, I didn't really look because they sounded a little boring, but they were called Meet the Missus and The Missus Goes to Market. Both of those shows would go on to become the top-rated local daytime shows in Chicago, with sponsors by, they had a sponsorship with the Fitzpatrick brothers, who apparently made, like, laundry detergent and, like, soap flakes and that kind of thing. So, he had sponsors, he was making good money. He continued to work at the WBBM station until World War II started. And, you know how it be. Shit got a little weird. So, good old Tom enlisted in the military. He learned to fly a plane. And he became a U.S. Army Air Corps flight instructor. So, after that, he returned to his job in radio in 1945. He hosted the show Meet Tommy Bartlett, and in 1947 he hosted the Tommy Bartlett Show and Welcome Travelers. So, keep in mind that he was a pilot, kind of a little bit of a thrill seeker. Okay. In 1949, Tommy Bartlett witnessed something that would change his career in a very weird and wonderful way. He went to the Chicago Railroad Fair, and he saw a water skiing show along the Chicago lakefront. So that day, apparently, there were a whole bunch of these shows, and he watched a bunch of them, and he was just smitten, and he came away from this experience with a new goal. He decided that he was going to create and produce his own traveling water ski show, using equipment that he purchased from the performers. Now here's the thing. I don't know if he made this transaction that day, but I like to think that he did because he was just out there all day watching fucking water skiing, and he was like, I gotta have this. And just went to, like, the manager or whatever and was like, you got any spare shit you can sell me? You got, like, a couple extra pairs of skis, maybe a boat.
And he just had that on him.
Yeah. Like,
Carried him home.
Yep.
In a Walmart baggie.
Just one ski punched through a Walmart bag on either side. I said, my man really saw what he wanted and he made it happen. Girl boss shit.
Oh my god.
Fucking
He
stupid.
keep girl boss gaslighted that shit, huh?
He did. Anyway, so Tommy went from radio hosting to water skiing at breakneck speed. In the beginning, he called his show the Tommy Bartlett Water Ski and Jumping Boat Thrill Show. When it started in 1952, the show consisted of 2 towboats, 4 jumping boats, a pickup boat, a few trucks and trailers, and a crew of 12 men and women who were both skiers and boat operators. So
Okay.
they kind of alternated.
Sorry. So was this just like a local attraction that he was doing, or was this like a TV show?
So, I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure it was just a local attraction, but I did see something about how this was kind of around that era when they were making that pivot from radio to TV. And so I would say it was probably pretty likely that there was some of it broadcast, but I don't really know for sure. I didn't see anything about that. I probably should have looked. But to start, yes, it was just like a local show that he did.
Okay.
But it very quickly became successful. So
Okay, Warren.
in 1953, after a performance at Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, Bartlett agreed to requests by the local Chamber of Commerce to keep the show in the city permanently. So what happened was one arm of the show would stay in Wisconsin Dells, and then he had 4 like traveling troops of people by this point that would go and perform elsewhere. And I just want to say, if you don't know what to envision with this is the kind of like synchronized like people on water skis in a pyramid being pulled behind a boat.
Okay,
that
that's
kinda
what I
shit.
thought.
Yeah.
But
Like when I first saw Water Circus, I had no idea what was going on. I was assuming it was kind of like SeaWorld, but it was like, I've never been to SeaWorld, so I don't know what they do there. They might have this kind of thing, but I just assumed it was going to be like an animal-related circus, Nope.
Yeah.
So one arm of the show remained in Wisconsin Dells for daily performances on Lake Delton, and 4 other road groups continued to tour in cities across the states. The show's success also led the USO to ask Bartlett to entertain soldiers all across the globe. Like, they sent him to Asia. I don't know what part of Asia, but pretty fucking far away from Wisconsin. I'll tell you that much. Bartlett was credited with popularizing water skiing from being just a small-time hobby to a major sport. And he also made Wisconsin Dells a major tourist attraction because people were coming from all over to see his show. The shows were quite flashy and extravagant, featuring, quote, colorful costumes, jumping boats, night shows, Polynesian dancers, show ski jumping, and skydivers. Which, skydivers?
that's a little extra, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, like, I was not expecting that from a water ski show, but hey, I didn't really have any expectations for a water ski show because I've never seen one.
If it sells,
Mm-hmm,
you know.
exactly. If it sells in Wisconsin Dells. Come on down to Tommy Bartlett's.
Come on down to Tom Tom's.
Jesus Christ. They would sell bumper stickers for visitors to put on their cars after they saw the show, which created a very effective method of advertising,
Lit.
especially in the Chicago area, because I guess that part of Wisconsin, I don't know geography as we have established before, but I'm pretty sure that part of Wisconsin is pretty close to Chicago. So people would like drive into the Chicago metropolitan area and bring in more tourism that way. So it was really popping off in the 70s. After his water skiing ventures took off, Bartlett also invested in other tourist attractions, including a hands-on science museum that he called Tommy Bartlett's Robot World. And I'm really mad because the museum's name has been changed now to the Tommy Bartlett Exploratory.
Boo.
You could have kept Robot World. Come on, bro.
Robot World sounds so much more
It
fun.
sounds like so much fun. So while both the ski show and the Wisconsin Dells ventures were still going, he continued to work on the radio. He was an announcer at the Calgary Stampede from 1966 to 1992, and he also was an announcer for the 1988 Winter Olympics.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so this guy was very established, and he, of course, became pretty wealthy from all these different attractions, He had,
Yeah.
like, Dolly Parton-ass money.
Okay, Worm.
Yeah, and he used some of that money to buy some interesting stuff. And one of the things that he purchased was one of 3 spare core modules for the space station Mir, I think is how you say it, MIR, from a Moscow museum. And he brought it to Wisconsin. And it's actually still at Robot World to this day. It's like the centerpiece of the museum.
Okay.
Bartlett was actually inducted into the Water Ski Hall of Fame in 1993 for his contributions to the sport. But here's the thing. He only ever went water skiing once himself in his entire life. It was on his 70th birthday. He was running this show for all those decades and never went water skiing until his 70th birthday.
What a poser.
Right? No, sorry, Tom. We don't mean that. I just think it's funny.
I do.
Well, that's where you and I are different.
I'm here to start shit.
Yeah, well, that's not going to get you very far because on September 6th, 1998, at the age of 84, Tommy Bartlett passed away.
Oh, was he water skiing?
No, he had kidney failure, you bitch.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
I know. An old man is dead. He lived a very full life, though. Tommy, I'm sorry.
It
Rest
sounds
in
like
peace.
it. Yeah, I'm not trying to stir nothing up. Please don't come
We don't
back
need
here with
another
Mike.
ghost.
Yeah.
We don't need another. We have this office, and it is not technically a guest room, but if it is, it's already Mike's. So,
Period, loves.
anyway. So yeah, he lived a very long and full life. He did a lot of cool stuff. And the Exploratory and the Tommy Bartlett show, the one in Wisconsin Dells, are still entertaining people to this day. However, I did read, I included this later on, which is why I was like hesitant to say, I did read that unfortunately the water ski show will be shutting down because after COVID they lost so much money they just can't keep it open anymore. So that's really sad because it ran for 69 years. Nice. Anyway,
That's so sad.
well, the story doesn't end there because we've been in the Midwest, right? What does this have to do with us?
Period. That's what I want to know.
Well, here's the connecting thread. After 26 years of operation in Wisconsin Dells, Bartlett decided to bring the show to somewhere in Tennessee. Would you like to take a guess where?
Where?
Pigeon Forge.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So, in 1976, after 10 years of scouting for the perfect location, he purchased 110 acres of farmland within 450 feet of U.S. Highway 441, which I'm pretty sure is like the Parkway. I could be wrong, though. I don't know roads. I don't know geography.
441, I think that's
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I think it is too.
Okay. A 20-foot dam was built to create a man-made lake called Gatlinburg Lake, and it held 8.5 million gallons of water. And after that, they constructed a 4,500-seat stadium to top it all off, and he was ready to go. He had his show in Tennessee. The show began with a parade of boats, followed by water skiing acrobatics, trapeze artists, trampoline acts, a juggling comedian, and a water skiing clown named Aqua. New fear. Water skiing clowns.
No, that's career goals.
Is that what you're gonna do?
I want to be Aqua.
Bitch, you better go to clown college.
You better get into it.
Is there like a Knoxville clown college, do you think?
I'm gonna look. Where's the nearest clown college to me?
We gotta find out. One time when I was in like
Shoot.
One
I
time,
couldn't open any more tabs.
close some, bitch, or use your iPad.
That's on the table.
Oh my god. Brownie, what are we gonna do with this man? When I was in middle school, my brother left his Facebook logged in on the family laptop, and I changed his education on his Facebook profile to say that he went to clown college. And I don't know for sure, it might still be on there to this day.
So unfortunately, Google's not just pulling up a location for me.
Bullshit.
I did, however, get an ad for a local college, so they're like, please don't.
Get a real education. Don't be a
Please.
clown. No,
I wanna be a
fuck that.
clown.
Go to trade school. Clown college is a trade school.
How much does clown college cost?
I don't know, but
Oh, that's not bad.
how much does it cost
I mean, let's see.
compared to like tuition at a real
Okay.
college?
It costs us a fortune to run the college, says this person.
Uh-huh.
Students fork over about $1,500 for their room and board, but pay nothing for tuition. If
What?
after graduation they are accepted for 1 or 2 circus units, they will serve a 3-year apprenticeship starting at less than $200 a week.
Oh God.
Maybe this isn't for me. Tom would pay me more.
Tom would definitely pay you more.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
well, here's some questions though about the water skiing clowns. Do you think he even needed to wear skis? Like, are clown shoes big enough?
I would assume so.
No, but clown shoes are pretty big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying okay,
they wouldn't need to.
Like, I just have a lot of questions about water skiing
Me
clowns.
too.
Also, I love that his name was Aqua because it makes me think of like Barbie girl.
I can't say the same.
Is that a Kingdom Hearts thing? There's an aqua, isn't there?
Pretend I just dropped a quarter in the
Where
jar.
are our jars?
They're
We need
still in
are
my
they in your
car.
car? Okay, we need to get on that because now I'm starting to bring in my crafting supplies, so now we can get into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's see, what else was there?
Oh, one more thing, just really quick.
Okay.
Do you think they have to wear waterproof makeup?
Oh,
Do you think
probably, right?
regular clowns wear waterproof makeup if they're getting paws
Well,
to the face?
it's like grease paint, right? I
Is
don't know
it?
if that's.
Isn't that what they wore in The Wizard of Oz? And they like got sick. Like multiple people got sick.
So I know that they put like there was like lead or asbestos or something in the Tin Man's body paint.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was asbestos.
Yeah, I think a lot of them got like asbestos poisoning.
Yeah, they did because the snow scene or whatever, that was
It's
just
pure
asbestos.
asbestos. Yep. Side note, our apartment was built in the 50s. I went in the bathroom the other night and I happened to look under like the windowsill as I was on the toilet. It's like they've never painted the underside, so it's just like peeling and chipping and like drippy and gross under there.
We're going to have to wipe that down.
We're gonna have to wipe a lot of things down. One of the biggest events at the show was a helicopter trapeze act by a man named Dave Merrifield. Apparently he was like one of the most well-known helicopter trapeze artists at the time.
There's not many.
I'd
but
imagine there weren't very many, yeah. Apparently at the age of 11, he got his start by practicing on a trapeze he made himself at home, suspended from a tree in his backyard. And the article I got that from was like, don't try this at home. Like, no shit. Please don't. But yeah, so Dave was there. Other acts at this Pigeon Forge branch of the circus included a man named Rudolph Del Monte, who was, quote, handsome as a Greek god, and he was a contortionist, one of a long, long dynasty of performers. I don't know if all of his family members were contortionists or what, but apparently they were all like circus performers, showbiz people. There was an early slapstick comedy routine that was performed on trampolines by a duo called Huntzicker and Botsford. That's us. They would apparently like bounce back and forth on the trampolines and just like tell jokes. New episode idea. We get trampolines.
God. Set them up.
We're not even gonna get like lav mics. We're just gonna have these. Anyway. Water skiers from all around the country would come to perform at the Pigeon Forge location, but there were some people that were like native to the area as well. Here's the thing. You've never heard of this, right?
No.
Me neither. Okay, I don't know anybody that's ever mentioned this to me. I happened upon it in a Google search. That's because, despite how successful he was, like, everywhere else, it just didn't pan out in Pigeon Forge. So the Pigeon Forge branch of the Water Circus was only open for 4 years. And they built that dam, they prepared the land, they built like a 4,500 seat stadium, all that work for 4 years of business. And then he sold it. So it was open from 1978 to 1982, and he sold it to finance Tommy Bartlett's Robot World, which is fair.
That's a fair trade-off.
Yeah, because I didn't include the exact quote. I should have, because it made me giggle. But apparently his vision for Tommy Bartlett's Robot World, I don't know what it actually looked like back in the 80s, but it was supposed to be like a $2.5 million establishment with animated, like, animatronic androids. So, like, Chuck E. Cheese with robots.
Ugh.
And, you know, no pizza, like it's a museum, but...
Yeah, but...
Yeah. So, unfortunately, Pigeon Forge, while it is, like, an extremely popular tourist destination these days, obviously, you and I have both been many times.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of people have. Jenna Marbles loves Pigeon Forge. It just wasn't that popular back then. Like, it just wasn't as... It didn't get as much foot traffic. So, he just didn't have the money to justify keeping it open down here.
Yeah.
And he sold it. There is still one remaining landmark of the Water Circus in Pigeon Forge. They mostly redeveloped the land again. They filled the lake in. Gatlinburg Lake is no more.
I was about to ask what happened. Like, who could have done anything with that lake?
Right. Apparently they just filled it back in. And the only thing that's left is the canopy that they built over the grandstand. It's like a big metal canopy, and it's rusted out now, but that's all that's left. Apparently, the land, I don't know who owns it now, but it was purchased by a church, and I don't think that they still own it, but some church bought it and they repurposed everything, like built a bunch of buildings. But it's right on the parkway, so I think there's something else in the parking lot area now too, because you know how the parkway is. Like, it's all kinds of stuff. If you go to Sugar Hollow Road, that is like where the canopy still is. Apparently, you can still see it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's like if you can see it from the road, but I did see some like drone footage of it, and it's just that's all that's left. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, that is really sad.
That is still standing, and it's apparently right across the street from a Zorb attraction. Do you know what a Zorb is?
No.
It's those big blow-up hamster balls that you get in, and apparently there was across the street from where the Water Circus used to be, obviously more recently, like current, present day.
Yeah.
There was this field where you could just like rent a Zorb and run around and like bounce around in the hill.
I kind of want to do that.
I know. It said, so I don't know if it's the same one. I Googled it to see what a Zorb was. And apparently there is one that does still operate in Pigeon Forge, but I think this one in particular closed down. The lake has been filled back in. Life Changers International Church is the one that redeveloped the property, and that's all she wrote. In the 1980s, Bartlett said about himself, quote, "I'd like to be able to compare myself in a small way to Walt Disney. Many people won't know who I am or who I was, but I hope that the name will mean quality." And I thought that was sweet, because, you know, I'd never heard of him, but he clearly was like, I mean, he was a beloved radio personality. He had all these shows. He had that museum. Like, he was clearly doing stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe not everybody did know who he was, but clearly he was making some waves. Hey. All right. Now, to finish up, I have a quiz for you.
Okay.
And I'm very excited about this.
I'm
I think this is
scared.
gonna be
Okay.
fun. It's only 3 questions. I feel like I have to sneeze.
Scat there, Tom. Get your tail out the gravy.
What does that mean?
You
killed my sneeze.
That's what my grandma would say to me when we would sneeze.
Okay. Well, it worked. Ow.
You got your tail out that gravy.
I did. That makes me think of, have I told you about my friend that used to yell pineapples at me?
No.
When I was in high school, I had this friend, and if I said I was going to sneeze, or if she could see me about to sneeze, she would yell pineapples, and I'd laugh, and I would not sneeze. But one day she did it. We had biology together, and we were always getting in trouble because we were always talking. And we had an exam, and so they separated us. And she was at like the counter, like the lab table, and I was at the like the lab stations with like the sinks and stuff. And she saw me about to sneeze, and she fell out of her chair, leaning over to go, "Pineapples!" And our teacher was like, "If you don't stop, I'm gonna have to ask you both to leave, and you're gonna get a 0." And I was like, "Shut up! Just let me sneeze." We didn't get in trouble, but we very nearly did. Anyway, here's your quiz.
All right. I'm going to win.
I hope so. So I found this article that was kind of like a where are they now of things that used to be in Pigeon Forge and what they were replaced by.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is stuff that doesn't exist anymore, and for the most part, like there's only 3, and I think 2 of them closed down before we were even born. One of them shut down in like 2003. So, the first one. So I'm going to tell you some facts about the thing. I'm not going to tell you anything about the location, but we can all just safely assume that it's somewhere on the parkway. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to give you a list of things that exist now, and you have to guess which one is like on the property that this thing used to exist on. Okay?
Okay, wait. So you're going to give me the... Explain it one more time.
I'm going to tell you about the old attraction.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some information, and you have to guess what it was replaced by.
Okay, so what's there now?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And this should
Cool.
be accurate to like 2021. I think that was when that article was posted. So, number 1, we have Ogles Water Park. Have you heard of this one?
Nope.
Me neither. Ogles was built in the 1970s, and it was open for more than 30 years. This is the one that shut down in 2002, so I was just like, how the fuck have I never heard of this place? The park had 6 slides, an ice cream shop, a sun deck, a wave pool, and more. It was a very popular destination for tourists and locals alike, but it closed down in 2002 to make place for Walden's Landing, which opened in 2003 and has also since shut down. Now, what took its place? This is multiple choice.
Okay.
A. Wonderworks. B. The Wilderness at the Smokies Water Park, or C, Lumberjack Feud?
Oh, wow. The easy answer, I'm going to say Lumberjack Feud.
You're right. It was Lumberjack Feud. So,
Hey!
all right, so I have a quote for each of these from the article that I was reading on the Pigeon Forge website.
Okay.
This former shopping and entertainment destination is now known as Lumberjack Square, home to Paula Deen's Lumberjack Feud Adventure Park, plus numerous shopping outlets.
I did not know that was owned by Paula Deen.
Yes, it is. I don't know if it started out that way, but at the very least, she owns it now. I feel like I remember it being a thing before she had her name attached to it.
I think so too.
But I think when she put her restaurant in, I think she like sponsored the whole thing. I could be wrong though. I don't know. I don't know anything about Paula Deen, other than that she likes butter, and
is racist.
yeah. All right. Number 2, Magic World. Magic World was a kid-friendly theme park that was open from 1971 to 1996. It featured a 100-foot volcano, an 80-foot freshwater aquarium, a magic show, and more. Folks who visited Magic World in the 70s and 80s might remember the animatronic Confederate Critters show with mountain music, a haunted castle, and even a dinosaur train. In the 1990s, Magic World adopted a more carnival-like style with some small amusement park rides. So, what is there now? A. Professor Hacker's Lost Treasure Mini Golf. B. Dolly Parton's Stampede. Or C. Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum.
I must say the mini golf.
You are right again. 2 for 2.
Fuck
yes.
yeah.
The volcano, you know which one this is. Like, I know you've seen it. The volcano is still there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, they kept that. It says, even though Magic World is a long-gone Pigeon Forge attraction, you can still find hints of the magic in the Smokies. The volcano, which served as the entrance and housed the aquarium, is now part of Professor Hacker's Lost Treasure Golf, a favorite Pigeon Forge mini-golf destination.
Is that where we went with Kevin?
Oh my god, was it? It might have been. Hold on, now I have to Google that. I have to look at it again, because I know I've seen it.
I can't remember. I've definitely been to that one before, but I don't remember if that's the one that we went to with Kevin.
Oh my god, I think it was. Oh my god, it was! That's so funny. Wow. I completely forgot about that. That's funny. Well, we've been there. Okay. And finally, we have Porpoise Island. This one, it blew my mind. Okay. Porpoise Island was a Polynesian-themed attraction opened in 1972. Visitors were greeted by hula dancers wearing grass skirts, and there were daily sea lion and porpoise shows, plus a ranch tour where visitors could see different breeds of deer from all around the world. Porpoise Island was one of the first Pigeon Forge attractions to have television ads. Their slogan was, "The porpoises are calling," and it shut down in 1984. So, what did she become? A. Magic Quest. B. The Island. Or C. Hatfields and McCoy's Dinner Show.
Oh, man. You got another dinner show.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of dinner shows up there, to be fair.
Well, I'm going to say the Island.
You are right again.
Yes!
3 for 3. You did win.
I won. What do I win?
You know, I didn't have a prize, but
The lack of confidence in me hurts, but continue.
it's more the lack of preparation, because I had those notes for that other story ready to go, and then at 2:30 I took a nap, and then didn't really pull it together. I literally just wrote this quiz before. Like, this was the last thing I did. So, sorry, I'll buy you dinner. Yeah, so it became the Island. Today, Pigeon Forge's Porpoise Island is just a figment of the imagination for many. The area that was once home to sea creatures and tiki torches is now known as the Island. And that's my quiz. I am so proud of you. You did great. I can't believe that there used to be a fucking Sea World.
That's crazy.
And a Water Circus. Tom, in Pigeon Forge. Like, crazy.
You never know what's in your own backyard.
You never do. So, I'm kind of bummed. I would like to go see the Water Circus, and now you can't even go see, like, the one in Wisconsin Dells because it's closing down.
Which is stupid.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Now I really just want to go to Pigeon Forge.
I know. Oh my god. Well, we were talking about Magic Quest the other night, and when I was doing this story, I was like, "Fuck! Now I really want to go to Pigeon Forge. I want to go to the island. I want to play at that big ass arcade they have.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun. I love Pigeon Forge." Brownie, do you want to go? I'll take you. I'll put you on the Ferris wheel that I won't go on. I'll sit you up there alone.
Oh my god, he would die.
He would die. He would have a heart attack, like, before he even got in the car. My parents love to go to the island, and I know they've been on...
I've never been to that
Oh,
island.
really? It's pretty fun. I don't know what they have there now. I haven't been since, like, 2010. Like, when it first opened.
Yeah.
But I know that, like, I think Blake Shelton's restaurant is up there now. There's, like, a lot of, like, restaurants and shopping centers, but the arcade is lit.
I want bubblegum shrimp right now.
I've never been to Bubblegum.
Oh, so good.
I actually like shrimp now, so we should go sometime. I didn't like shrimp until I was, like, 22 years old. What's wrong with me?
My sister's the same way. You know, my sister will only eat, like, breaded shrimp.
That's how it started for me. I would only eat popcorn shrimp. And you've heard my IHOP story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ate... When I was in college, I went to IHOP, and I ordered all-you-can-eat popcorn shrimp. And I was
From IHOP.
From IHOP, and they didn't give me a side. They brought out a mountain of popcorn shrimp with lemon. Oh my god. Can we go to IHOP? Oh, fuck yes. Oh, baby, a triple!
Triple. Okay.
I'm so excited now.
Me too. I wonder if they still got that shrimp.
I hope not. I always look on the menu and I never see it.
Oh, it's a shame.
I really think that what happened was it was for like a promotion or something, and then no one ordered it, so they sold it as all you can eat, and I ate a lot of it. A lot of it. I almost finished the plate, but I took it home. I took it home. I took home leftover popcorn shrimp, and I ate some of it then too. Didn't finish it. Really lucky I didn't get food poisoning.
That was a risk.
I think our waitress was like about to puke because she was like 8 months pregnant, and she had to bring me that fucking platter of stank ass
so sad.
IHOP popcorn shrimp. She was a gem though. She was a lovely lady. Anyway, so what's your little tale you got for me today?
I'm so glad you asked. So I kind of already told you this.
Yeah.
But I was having trouble finding a topic for today.
Same.
Because I knew that by the time this episode went up, it was going to be October.
Oh, yeah, it will be.
So we were going to go for something a little spoopy.
Shit.
It's okay. I got enough spoop in here for all of us.
Okay, good. You can kick us off.
So, I really, really, really wanted to find, like, the perfect scary story. And I found one that I really wanted to run with, but I could find nothing on it.
That's
Nothing.
the worst.
I sat on our couch. You were at Jake's. Nathan was at work. I laid on our couch for like 3 hours yesterday, just scrolling the web on this one story and found nothing.
Oh my god.
So then I was like, well, back to square one. And then I was like, what if I did all of them?
Okay.
I didn't do all of them.
Okay.
Let me give you a little bit more context.
Yes, please. Please. I'm so ready.
Do you remember a couple years ago when this image went viral on Facebook? Do me a favor and don't look at...
Like the bottom part?
No. Don't look at like... why is it doing it like this? Don't look at the user... Like the top. Like...
Okay.
Do you remember this? On Facebook?
Yes.
Where it's like the urban legends of every state?
Yeah.
So I remember seeing that on Facebook years ago, and I was like, what if I just did the entire South?
Okay.
Here's where we run into a couple of issues. There's a couple of them where you cannot find anything on them.
Okay.
There's a couple of them when you look them up, there's literally not enough information. There's some that is about entire folklores of like civilizations and people that don't exist anymore. There's just a whole lot to it that I was like, I'm just going to pick a few of them out.
Okay.
We're going to go over them. We're going to talk about them. Guess where that image, though, was originally posted?
Where? Reddit?
No. The website where it was originally posted was posted on TitleMax.com.
What?
Straight up.
Are you gonna get your title back with Title Max? What the fuck?
Literally from TitleMax.
That's so weird.
Very weird.
Title Max is run by cryptids.
Sponsor?
Title Max sponsor us. Oh my god. Okay, I already am sold on IHOP, but I just realized it's Subway Sunday and we didn't even think to get Subway.
Oh man. We were busy.
Yeah, we both already went out to eat once today.
Yeah.
Problems with living in the city.
Ugh.
All you want is takeout.
All you want is takeout, man.
Our fridge is just snack packs and milk right now. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Please,
Well,
I'm so excited. Tell me
So
details.
I looked at. Let me see how many I have.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot to go off of on some of them.
Okay.
One or two more than others. But for some of them, not a whole lot. But
Okay.
we're going to stretch it as far as we can. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we've got 4. One of them, kind of like your Wisconsin, kind of a stretch if we're calling it the
Okay.
South. But
It'd be like
nonetheless. Okay. So the first one we'll start off with, I guess we'll just stay in Tennessee for a second.
that. Okay, work.
This one comes from Walland, Tennessee.
I know where that is, I think.
Yeah, it's very close to the area that we grew up in.
Okay.
This is the story of Skinned Tom.
Oh.
Okay, so part of the title of this story, there was a man named Tom.
Uh-huh.
He lived in the area of Walland, Tennessee, and he was described to be the whole package.
Like
So-
like sexy?
So he was a very handsome man who was smart and athletic,
Okay.
and a lot of women found him very attractive.
Okay.
He had a few flings and had numerous relationships with women, but it wasn't long before he would break up with them and move on to the next one. Never settled down anywhere with any women.
Yeah.
This is when he decided he was going to move from a city near Walland to Walland.
Okay.
But this is whenever he moved to Walland, this is when he found a woman in town named Eleanor, and she was Tom's dream woman.
Okay.
Everything about this woman he was attracted to. They connected on a mental level. He was very into this woman. There was one problem though,
Okay.
and that Eleanor was already married.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so Eleanor and Tom began just like hanging out and being pals. Then they started hooking up.
Of course.
There was an area around Walland that was called Lover's Lane,
okay.
and that's where local teens and adulterers would go to hook up in their cars.
Naturally.
And Tom and Eleanor, well, Eleanor was very about wanting to hide it, but Tom was a braggart. He wanted everyone to know.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, word got around to Eleanor's husband,
Uh-huh.
and this is how we get our name Skin Tom.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so there are two separate there's two different stories. Like, there's two different ways that this story is told.
Okay.
The first one is that Eleanor's husband tracked them down at Lover's Lane.
Uh-huh.
The other story says that he, like, baited them and said that he was going out of town,
Yeah.
and she invited him over, and then, like, he hid in the woods and, like, popped out and, like, found them. Either way, Tom's fate was the same in both stories, that being Eleanor's husband skinned him
Yeah.
with a hunting knife
Oh.
for what he had done, and this is also where these two stories kind of differ away.
Okay.
Some places say that he killed his wife. Others say that Tom and Eleanor were in the car when they were discovered by the husband.
Uh-huh.
And that after skinning Tom, he got into the car and did not kill his wife, but instead drove to the police station to turn himself in.
Oh, okay. An upstanding citizen.
Yeah. In this version, the police go to investigate the crime scene, and Tom is said to be still alive.
Ugh.
Because the husband was very careful about how he went about what he did to Tom, and he wanted to keep him alive so he could suffer more.
Oh, my God.
Um,
Ew.
Either way, the story ends. It has the same warning in the end that Tom is wandering the Tennessee countryside to spook and frighten any young couple who is cheating on their spouses.
Oh, my God.
I don't think this is real,
Well, no.
but I definitely feel like this was like some young person's way of being like, don't cheat on me,
Yeah.
because Skin Tom's gonna come after you if you do.
Can,
You know what I mean?
Can you imagine like seeing that though?
There's an image, and I can't. I'm gonna try and find it really quick because
Okay.
I didn't save it because I knew that this would not make it to our Patreon or not our like
Is it,
social
like-
medias or whatever.
Like graphic.
Yeah, just because but
Right.
this was the image that pops up when you look for Skin Tom.
I'm gonna laugh if it's Jeff the Killer.
It's so fun. It's close. Imagine this running at your car. You're
Oh my god.
your 2016 Ford Focus. That thing starts running at you while you're kissing a woman.
He looks like he's made out of hamburger helper. Does he not?
No, he does.
Oh, Tom, last name unknown. Occupation, serial killer. Powers and skills, immortality, ability to skin victims alive. Hobby, none known.
He doesn't have anything else going on
Holy
for
shit.
him.
Wait, was he in a game?
I don't
Does
know
he
if he
have-
was or not, but that's just a wiki page. I don't know.
Well, the way it says like abilities and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's fan fiction in here.
Oh,
Sorry, I just totally. Wow, okay. Well, Tom doesn't look great.
No.
Poor him, he
so-
used to be so sexy.
Oh,
Don't cheat on your
so
wife, you're so
sexy.
sexy, haha.
Well, so that was Tom.
Okay.
He got skinned. Poor guy.
His skin got snatched.
So then we got two serious stories now.
Okay,
We're going to end with kind of a dumb one,
okay.
but I hope you're ready.
I'm so ready.
Okay. So the second one is the Dead Children's Playground in Alabama.
Oh my.
Okay. So in Huntsville, Alabama, there's a small playground that appears to be as normal as any other playground.
Uh-huh.
It has a swing set, a couple of slides, a couple of those little climb it up and jungle gym things
Yeah.
going on for it. You know, what sits next to the playground, literally it shares like a patch of grass,
Uh-huh.
is Huntsville's historic Maple Hill Cemetery.
Oh.
The playground is also surrounded by 3 walls of limestone in like the sloping outskirts of the playground.
Uh-huh.
And so it just is just like this little sectioned off playground
Like
that's
an
just
alcove.
spooky.
That's really weird.
Passerbys have stated that oftentimes you can see swings moving on their own when there is no wind, as well as orbs and spectral figures.
Uh-huh.
But just because some places near a graveyard doesn't necessarily mean that it's just going to be haunted.
Yeah.
Here's how we know it is. So, just like most of the U.S. during the early 1900s,
Mhm.
the city of Huntsville was hit with a huge wave of Spanish flu.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of the town's children were buried in the cemetery
Mm-hmm.
that borders the playground. I couldn't find any official numbers or anything of how many children or people died really
Yeah.
during that time, but it was a lot. And so it's fair
Yeah.
to assume that there was a lot of people and children that were buried there. So that could be some grounds to, justify a little bit of activity.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to read really quick, though, because I Googled and found, where this place actually is in Alabama.
Okay.
And there are Google reviews for it. Because technically it's a playground.
Oh my god.
So people leave Google reviews for it. And there was one particular comment that stirred up a little bit of a ruckus. So the initial review or comment or question or whatever is it true that the park in Maple Hill Park in Alabama is the dead children's playground and that children come out at night? A lady named Bailey said, yep, but if you drive up there after dark, police will immediately show up and arrest you.
What?
And ask you, or excuse me, they will immediately show up and ask you to leave or arrest you. Story has it many children were abducted and murdered by a man who stalked on top of the rocks of the playground and were then buried in the cemetery next to the playground.
Oh.
Mysterious children's objects have been found on the playground, like old tattered stuffed animals. The playground is also said to have had other criminal activities such as drug addicts and robberies. Thusly, why the police watch it so carefully at night. Please be respectful of the spirits if you visit. right underneath that it says, "They're not spirits of dead children, they're demons, so be careful."
Okay. Well, neither are good. Sorry to those dead children, but I don't want to see your ghost. Thank you.
No. A lot of the other comments are like, "I've never heard that story before."
Yeah.
Of like the murder thing, but who knows?
Yeah, urban legends just...
It's what you make.
It only
them.
takes one, you know? One person can tell a story at one time and it takes off.
Yeah. But definitely spooky.
That's very spooky. I don't like that. Anything with dead children just creeps me out.
It just adds to it. Yeah. This next one is probably my favorite.
Okay.
And then the next one's going to be your favorite for sure.
Okay.
So this one is in Georgia. This one is the story of the cursed pillar.
I feel like I've heard of this, actually. I don't know what happens, though.
So the cursed pillar was once part of a downtown Augusta market. According to its accompanying plaque, an evangelist wanted to preach next to the pillar but was forbidden by the authorities. He declared that the market would be destroyed and that the pillar beside him would be the only thing that was left standing. Everybody just kind of was just like, okay, well, there's this crazy man yelling in the middle of the like market in town or whatever, and we're just going to go on about our lives. That was until a freak tornado then blew through Augusta and wiped out the city.
Oh my god.
The curse wasn't done, though.
Oh no.
The story continued that if anyone tried to move the pillar, they would die immediately, if not very soon thereafter.
Okay.
The mayor of Augusta, at the time his name was Will Jennings, hired a press agent in 1931 to spread word of the curse. Accounts up till the late 1950s tell of very unfortunate Augusta highway workers who were struck by thunderbolts or crashed by their machinery when they tried to move the pillar.
Oh my god. Also, thunderbolts?
That's what it says.
That's funny.
Thunderbolts.
Zeus really said, bitch.
You
better leave my pillar alone.
They got struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an authentic, like a Hercules pillar.
That old preacher standing on top of the building throwing lightning bolts at them like Zeus. So the pillar's power was said to have grown over time. Some accounts said that the pillar would even kill people who just touched it.
Ooh.
I didn't put it in here, but there was like an interview with a guy who he owned a liquor store that was in town and it faced the pillar, and he was like, "That's bullshit. Like, no one has died just by touching it."
Yeah.
But there has been some wild stuff that's going on, and whenever I post my links to all this stuff, you can read more about it. But I didn't include it in here just because I didn't want to sit down and have to recount this interview with this guy.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
As of December 2016, the pillar is no longer standing.
Oh.
It was knocked down by someone hitting it with their car. So it was like a traffic accident.
Did they die?
I don't think so.
Oh,
the website didn't say anything about that.
Okay.
This had happened twice before.
Huh.
Once in 1935 and once in 1958, but each time it was rebuilt. But as of now, it has not been rebuilt.
Wow.
So it seems as if the town of Augusta is trying to put that past them.
The curse has been lifted.
They said, "We're done. We're not rebuilding it. It's
no
gone.
No more spooky pillar."
No more. Are you ready for the last
I'm
one?
so ready.
I wasn't going to include this one because it's kind of like your Wisconsin thing where it's not in the South, but it's close enough kind of to count, even though it's kind of up north.
Sure. We'll count it.
But I included it just for you whenever I figured out what it was.
Okay.
This is from Loveland, Ohio. The Loveland, Ohio frog.
Ah!
The Frog Man.
I'm sorry. I love them.
Okay, so in Ohio folklore, the Loveland Frog, also known as the Loveland Frogman or the Loveland Lizard, is a legendary humanoid frog described as standing roughly 4 feet tall and was allegedly spotted in Loveland, Ohio. In 1972, the Loveland Frog legend gained renewed attention when a Loveland police officer reported to a colleague that he had seen an animal consistent with the descriptions of the Frogman. After a supposed sighting in 2016, the second officer called a news station to report that he had shot and killed the same creature some weeks after the 1972 incident and had identified it as a large iguana missing its tail.
Nuh-uh. That's a man.
Let's get into it. So, basically, this is what happened.
I'm so happy right now. I love these little guys.
On March 3rd of 1972 at around 1 a.m., a Loveland police officer named Ray Shockey, S-H-O-C-K-E-Y, was driving on Riverside Drive near the Totes Boots factory in the Little Miami River when an unidentified animal scurried across the road in front of his vehicle. The animal was fully illuminated by his headlights, and he described it as a 3 to 4 foot long creature that was about 50 to 75 pounds with leathery skin.
That was just a toddler with really bad eczema.
Period. He reported that the animal was, quote, crouched like a frog, before it momentarily stood erect to climb over the guardrail and back down towards the river.
Oh my god.
2 weeks after this incident, Lord have mercy, I'm having fun with the word incident today.
It's a hard one.
Yeah.
Incidentally.
Hey you. 2 weeks after this incident, a second Loveland police officer, Mark Matthews, reported seeing an unidentified animal crouched along the road in the same vicinity as Shockey's sightings.
Okay.
Matthews shot the animal, recovered its body, and put it in the trunk to show the officer, Shockey. According to Matthews, it was a large iguana, about 3 to 3.5 feet long, and he didn't immediately recognize it because it was missing its tail.
Okay.
Matthews speculated that it had been someone's pet and that someone either accidentally let it loose or they let it loose because it got too big and they couldn't take care of it anymore.
Right.
According to Matthews, Shockey was shown the dead iguana and confirmed that it was the animal that he had seen 2 weeks prior. Matthews recounted the incident to an author of a book about urban legends, but says the author omitted the part that confirmed the creature was an iguana rather than the frogman.
Oh my god.
Which, I would do that too. Like, I'm here to write a book about urban legends. I don't care if you confirmed it or not.
Yeah, that's
Which
true.
I also do not buy a 4 foot long iguana that's being like 70 pounds, squatting like a frog, getting on its hind legs to crawl over something. No.
Yeah, like...
It was a frogman.
An iguana has a very distinctive face. And a very distinctive, like, spine on its back.
And they don't even, like... They don't crouch like that.
No.
I've owned iguanas.
Really?
When I was young, my dad owned 2. They were named Shrek and Fiona. Shrek was a girl and Fiona was a boy. How the turntables, I know.
Oh my god.
But they don't look like that. That's not how they're not frogs in the slightest.
No. I went to, that one time when I went on that cruise, we went to Jamaica.
Oh.
And we went to this beach, and there were iguanas fucking everywhere.
I hate them.
I love them. I've never had them as pets, though. My cousin had one when I was a kid, and he just let it out all the time, and they didn't know where it was in the house. Like, that freaks me out. But, like, we went to Jamaica, and they were just laying all over the beach, just fucking chilling. They'd walk by people. They didn't care. Because, you know, it's like when you feed deer. Like, they get so desensitized. But these iguanas were just coming up like, hey, you got any fucking, fruit?
Y'all got a hot dog? If I was an iguana and I was on the beach...
I'd be... Oh, my God. I just had a flashback to last night. I had some alcohol last night.
Yeah.
There were Benton's hot dogs. I'm so sorry. This is, like, right in the middle of your story. But I just remembered this. Near the end of the night, when, like, about the time that I was like, okay, I need to stop drinking because I'm going to drive home. I walked into the kitchen. We were playing a board game, and I walked into the kitchen to get, like, a snack. And we had, like, kind of like some cookout food, like hot dogs, hamburgers. And I forgot that Jake made hot dogs. And so I walked into the kitchen, and he was like, yeah, I did, like, a head count, and there were too many hot dogs. And I just stuck my bare hand in the pot of hot dogs on the stove. Cold hot dog water, hot dogs, and barehanded grabbed this fucking hot dog and started eating it.
That's me sober.
It really is, but I don't normally eat hot dogs. I fuck up Benton's hot dogs because they're really good. If you ever are near Madisonville, Tennessee, and you want to go to get you some Benton's, get you a pack of those hot dogs. You can only get them in like a 36 pack or some shit. Like they're every bit of that big around.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're honking.
You know what I love though?
I just realized how, like, southern I sounded talking about Benton's.
I know. You know what I love though?
What?
Those Johnsonville brought better cheddar wieners.
Yeah.
Those are so
Those
good.
are so fucking good. I'm so sorry to interrupt your story, but that just hit me like a bus.
No,
I
fair.
completely forgot that happened.
I am jealous, honestly. I would love to eat fistfuls of hot dog mush drunk off my ass.
I didn't mush it, fortunately.
No, you should have.
But I wanted
I
to.
would have.
Yeah, you would have. I know you. I know you drunk.
I just have one last thing on the Frogmen, because there wasn't a lot on it either.
Yeah.
So, very unfortunate.
They're
However,
elusive.
there was an alleged sighting in 2016, like I mentioned before.
Yes.
So maybe it lives on.
I fucking hope so.
So in August of 2016, local Cincinnati TV stations reported that, quote, a night of fun turned into a chilling tale of horror, end quote, when two teenagers playing Pokemon Go between Loveland Madeira Road and Lake Isabella claimed to see a giant frog near the lake on August 3rd that stood up and walked on its hind legs.
I'm so happy right now.
I hate to let you down.
Ugh.
It was later revealed that a local student from Archbishop Moliere High School showed up in a homemade frog suit to mess with them.
I was gonna say, haha, what if that's just a furry? And here we are.
Here we are.
Blasphemy. Hey, to that kid, you better watch your back.
You better watch your
I don't make it a habit to threaten children, but you got my hopes up.
This was in 2016. If he was a teenager then, he's an adult now.
You're an adult now. Square up. What if we get a DM? And it's that kid, and he's like, yeah, bitch, fight me.
I mean, then we're reaching our people in Ohio.
Yeah. Our scope has broadened, and we've finally gotten successful enough to attract the attention of a kid who pranked his friends while they were playing Pokemon Go.
In 2016,
in Loveland,
nonetheless.
Ohio. That was a weird year. We don't need to talk about that.
Mm-mm. But that's it. That's all the urban legends I have. I would definitely like to look more into a couple more of them.
Oh, yeah.
Just to kind of keep on theme with our spooky, scary skeleton vibe we got going.
Well,
as of now,
I completely forgot that October was so close.
It's happening.
It's the 26th as we're recording this. This is coming out next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're totally right. It'll be fucking October by then, and I didn't even think about it. Well, I almost did a cryptid today. Because when I was like, I don't want to do this bummer-ass story, I need to figure something else out, I was like, I could do the Flatwoods Monster. And then I changed my mind. But I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I really want to cover the Flatwoods Monster, and there's so much.
Yeah.
It's a long story.
Yeah.
I love that one so much. I want a tattoo of the Flatwoods Monster. I just want like a cryptid arm. He's here in the studio with us today.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, well, what's your issue this week?
My issue is that we forgot to do an issue last week.
We sure did. So I was editing that episode, and, we were moving. It's been a lot. And I walked out into the living room because I was probably like 20 minutes from the end of the episode, and I realized that there was not enough time for us to have done our issues. And we were just talking about pee.
We talked about pee for like 10 minutes.
We talked about public restroom incidents for so long, and I just came out in the living room and I was like, you remember how I said that I thought we forgot to record an issue for the second episode? Because that was that day we, did 2 in 1.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. And I said, well, I was right. And we just been talking about piss for 15 minutes. So sorry, that's like our whole gimmick. But what's do you have another one?
My actual issue this week.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have one?
I do.
Go for it, and then I'll go.
So I should have just saved my hot dog story for this, because what I want to talk about today is getting old and drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
When I was in late, I didn't really start drinking until after I graduated high school. So I was like 18. I know that's illegal, whatever. I'm 25 this year. Don't bother me about it. It's fine.
It's in the past.
When I was that age, though, I never had hangovers. I could drink like a monster. I remember the first time that I actually got drunk, I didn't know how to make a mixed drink, and I made rum and cokes half and half, and was schnockered. I was so fucked up. And I'm sorry if you don't want to hear about alcohol, but
get into it. Yeah.
Get into it. So, I had haven't really been drinking a lot because I did go pretty hard when I was in college. And you and I both had some incidences together where we went a little too hard, probably. And so, you know, I feel like I've just kind of outgrown it for the most part, and I don't really enjoy it anymore. I don't like getting drunk. It's just, and now that I get hangovers, it's not fun. Here's my real beef, though. Here's my real issue. If I drank, like, a 6-pack of beer, I don't get a buzz. And then I still get a hangover. And I just want to know the science behind that. Because last night, I went to that party, I ate that Benton's hot dog with my bare fist like a toddler, and I sobered up, and at like 3 o'clock in the morning, I drove home. And I was hungover this morning. For most of the day, I took a nap. Still feel kind of shitty. And I'm just so mad about it. Like, that's my issue, is that I'm old, and I don't just bounce back like a teenager anymore.
Why am I old?
Why am I fat? Why am I old? Why am I...
God.
It's not fair.
It's really not. I want my youth back. I'm not even old. We're not even old.
We're not. Yeah.
But
no.
I want my youth back. I want to be able to chug a red solo cup of nothing but vodka.
Yeah.
And run in the rain-covered parking lot and scream at the top of my lungs. But I can't do that anymore because I'm 24. Yeah. And when I drink more than like a Smirnoff Ice, I get a headache.
Yeah. The other night, this is additionally, it's the same issue but a different occurrence. The other night, we decided we were going to watch a movie at like what, 11. Zack had worked that day. Our roommate had worked that day. Like just got home, and I had been off all day, so I was ready to go. But we get like 30 minutes into the movie. Oh, and we had been drinking. Like we decided like, oh, let's have an alcoholic beverage. So we had a little bit of strawberry lemonade Svedka, which that's a time capsule to 2016 right there. We drank so much of that back then. But we like put it in our drinks from Wendy's, and we were like, let's have a fun night. And then I look up like 40 minutes into the movie, and they're both just falling asleep. And I was like, we should go to bed, huh? They're like, yeah.
You want to know what's funny, though, about that lemonade?
Didn't even get drunk?
I didn't even get drunk, and it's sitting in our refrigerator.
Oh, is it still in there?
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want to drink this because I don't want to be drunk and try and go to sleep.
I drank all of mine and didn't feel a thing. And you tasted that shit. It used to be Diet Coke. It was like half of a Wendy's large cup of Diet Coke, and I put enough of that in there to like, it just tasted like strawberry lemonade.
She was strong. She was rubbing alcohol.
She was thick, and I did not feel a thing. I'm so irritated about it. The human body is a mess.
Truly.
Anyway.
My issue this week. I am going to go with starting a new job.
Okay.
I've mentioned on the podcast before that I was, moving on to greener pastures. And while these pastures are much greener on this side, I hate starting a new job simply because already there's a coworker of mine who thinks that I used to live in Asheville.
What?
Because I said that we used to live off of Asheville Highway. And she heard Asheville, and now she asked me what I used to do for fun in Asheville, but I'm like, it's too late to correct her.
Oh my God.
So, like, that's what I've been going through.
That's so funny.
In all honesty, though, it's not been too bad.
Yeah.
I like everybody that I work with now. The training course was a little bit... because I did the orientation part, which was 3 days of me learning about laws that I already know everything about.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time for like a week and 2 days was teller training. And once I learned how to use the system in 5 minutes, it was me doing the thing I've been doing for over a year.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit bored. Now that I'm in the branch, I'm actually learning things. It is better. But I will say,
yeah,
I hate starting a new job.
Yeah.
Meeting new people and like having to see those people every single day is the worst.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, I have some tea about a coworker to tell you guys whenever we get done here because it is juicy.
We'll have an IHOP tea date, tea party. You know, I completely forgot. I'm also starting a new job.
Oh my God, you are!
I completely forgot. I started a new job
tomorrow.
literally tomorrow. So, hopefully that goes okay. 'Cause
We
I'm
said
nervous.
personal growth.
We truly did.
New apartment, new
job.
layout, new
Mhm.
us, new job,
Mhm.
everything.
New year, new me. It's not a new year yet, but new year in September.
Brownie said new year, new me. He
Brownie?
took all his clothes off.
Yeah. He's very itchy right now.
Yeah, why are you so itchy, kid?
I think he's not used to not wearing clothes.
Wow.
Well, I'm very glad that we I think we had a pretty good episode today.
We sure did. We trucked right through it.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you would like to add? If I could get my words in.
I don't think so. I mean, you know,
Well,
when you hear this, it will be October. So if you do have any submissions that you want to have read out on the show, any ghost stories, regardless of your location, I think we'll take from wherever, really. Because, you know, we are in Appalachia, and that was our topic. But if someone wants to send us a story from fucking Australia or whatever, and yes, I do see whoever you are that is in Australia, hey, how'd you find us? Like, it's cool, but...
I don't know if that's Mickey or not.
Oh, is it someone you know, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
It makes me really happy. It's just so funny. Like,
I love it. I was telling Steven the other day about when you said there's some dude in Ireland who's listening to us, and I was like, that's Steven.
Yeah.
If you're looking for us on our social medias, we got a couple of them.
we sure do.
So if you want to go to TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, or YouTube, I already said that one. Twitter. Basically, go to Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube. You can find us there at issues_podcast. If you want to find us on Tumblr, we're at theabandonmentissues.tumblr.com. Or you can simply just go to the description of this and find our link tree, where you can find all of our relevant sources, including sources for this episode, our transcriptions, all that good stuff, and our Patreon can be found there as well.
Yes, and I know I've been saying this. Sorry, Brownie just jumped on my mic. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I know I've been saying this. I've actually been getting very close on editing that Patreon content. So...
we'll let you know when it's up.
I promise I'm not lying. It will be done soon. Just life is a whirlwind. What?
I farted.
Oh my god. Stop! We're in a room with the door closed, so I have to have the fan off. Yeah, so if you can go to any of those links if you want to follow us on social medias. We also, like I said, are accepting those submissions, and if you want to send those in, you can send those in to tellusyourissue@gmail.com. And I'm probably going to do a little bit of crowdsourcing for that, and ask my friends, maybe, I don't like Facebook, but I might post on Facebook. Might get us some more listeners, because I never posted anything on Facebook when we launched, so.
I didn't either, but I did post on Instagram.
Yeah. I don't remember if I did or not. I don't know. I'm just bad at social media, so sorry guys.
Yeah, sorry.
If
But
you're listening to this in spite of us being really bad at social media,
you're a real one.
thank you. You are a real one.
You are a real one. I also love, though, whenever I give people the link tree when they ask about it, and they only listen and don't follow us on social media.
Yeah.
I'm like,
can you
give me a like?
Get us the numbers, please.
Please.
Well,
I hope you had fun today, guys. Hopefully we can get you guys some spoopy content in the next episode.
oh, I have so many ideas.
Oh, me too. But yeah, it's been fun.
It has been fun. It's good to
been
be
real.
back.
Yeah. Office tour soon? ?
Hopefully. We need to work on hanging some stuff up in here.
Yeah, for
We'll
sure.
get it sorted out. And, yeah. Maybe some video content. Now that I have, maybe my new job will warrant me some time to, like, actually do stuff like that.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. We'll see. We are done here, I believe.
We're done. I'm going to go get me some pancakes.
Yes, I'm so fucking ready. Rooty Tooty, fresh and fruity. That's not what I'm going to order, but I just really wanted to say that. I kind of want some chicken and waffles. I don't know. We'll find out.
I know what I'm getting. But that's a mystery for next time. We'll see you later.
Bye.